1952 to 1956, The Nun and the Nun II. The Conjureverse begins between 1952 and 1956, when the Nun shows Valak, one of the scariest demons, rising and falling, well, kind of. In 1952, there was an abbey in Romania called St. Carda, and after World War II bombings, the seal keeping Valak trapped breaks. Suddenly, the demon starts killing the nuns. The last nun, Sister Victoria, even takes her own life to stop Valak from using her body. To investigate the chaos, the Vatican sends Sister Irene, a young nun who can see visions, along with Father Burke. They team up with Frenchie, a local guy who found Sister Victoria's body. But Valak doesn't make it easy. He messes with their minds, throws hallucinations, and even tries to possess Irene. But Irene fights back using the blood of Christ from a holy relic, and Valak seems to vanish. Only, it secretly jumps into Frenchie and possesses him. Classic trick. Fast forward to 1956, and Valak and Frenchie starts killing again, hunting the eyes of St. Lucy, a powerful relic. Irene comes back with Sister Deborah, and together they use prayers and some wine turned into holy blood to finally burn Valak and free Frenchie. But of course, there's a hint that Valak's evil might not be completely gone. 1955 to 1968. Annabelle. Creation, Annabelle, and the Conjuring. While Sister Irene was busy dealing with Valak in 1952, another creepy force was quietly sneaking into the Conjureverse, Annabelle. Her story is followed across 3 chapters: Annabelle, Creation, Annabelle, and the prologue of The Conjuring. At the center of it all is a demon named Malthus, using a doll as its ticket into the human world. It all starts in 1955 with toy maker Samuel Mullins. Years earlier, his young daughter Bee had died, leaving the family heartbroken. In their grief, they prayed for her return, but instead of Bee, Malthus answered, slipping into a doll and pretending to be their daughter. The Mullins quickly realized their mistake and locked the doll away. But years later, when their home became an orphanage, Malthus found a new victim, Janice, a disabled girl. Possessing her, the demon kept spreading its evil and eventually turned her into a human host, now known as Annabelle Higgins. By 1967, Annabelle's terror moves next door to the Form family in California. After a violent encounter, Malthus jumps back into the doll, stronger than ever. But finally, in 1968, the doll lands with Camilla, causing weird happenings that catch Ed and Lorraine Warren's attention. They lock Annabelle in a blessed glass case, and Malthus inside her is still plotting, waiting for the next chance to strike. 1971, The Conjuring. After Annabelle was finally locked away in 1968, the Conjureverse moves on to one of its most famous stories, The Conjuring, set in 1971. This time, it's not about a doll. It's about an old, dark kind of evil tied to witchcraft and a land curse from Bathsheba Sherman. In the fall of 1971, the Perron family, Roger, Carolyn, and their 5 daughters, move into a farmhouse in Rhode Island, completely unaware of its creepy past. Bathsheba, a 19th century woman, was rumored to do satanic rituals, and even to have sacrificed her baby to the devil in that same farmhouse. After being caught, she hanged herself from a creepy-looking tree and cursed anyone who dared live on her land. Pretty soon, strange things start happening. Clocks stop at 3:07 a.m., the family's dog dies mysteriously, and the kids see spirits, including a boy named Rory. The worst part? Carolyn Bathsheba tries to possess her and keep spreading her evil. Desperate, the parents call Ed and Lorraine Warren. Lorraine, using her psychic gift, gets to know Bathsheba's deadly history. When Carolyn's possession gets intense, the Warrens perform an emergency exorcism in the basement. With Lorraine guiding him, Ed risks everything, and Carolyn fights back through her love for her family. Bathsheba's spirit is finally sealed in a cursed music box, joining Annabelle in the Warrens' artifact room. 1972, Annabelle comes home.
Curse has been used in some kind of ritualistic practice.
In 1972, just a year after the Perron case, Trouble pops up right in the Warrens' own home, and Annabelle comes home. With Ed and Lorraine away, their artifact room, where Annabelle sits locked in a blessed glass case, suddenly becomes a ticking time bomb. One tiny mistake, and all hell breaks loose. Judy Warren, their daughter, is busy celebrating her birthday, while babysitter Mary Ellen keeps an eye on things. But Mary Ellen's friend Daniela, grieving her father and curious about the Warrens' spooky work, can't resist sneaking into the artifact room to try contacting his spirit. Of course, she ignores all the warnings and opens Annabelle's case. And that's all it takes. Malthus is free, and every cursed object in the room suddenly comes alive. Chaos explodes everywhere. The house turns into a full-blown horror Airbnb. Annabelle acts like a magnet. Waking up other spirits, the ferryman steals souls, the bride makes anyone wearing her dress go berserk, Black Shuck prowls the yard, the samurai armor whispers threats, the cursed board game traps players, the music box messes with reality, and the monkey with an accordion hangs around, causing mischief. In the end, Judy and the gang figure out the only way to stop the madness: put Annabelle back in her glass case. After a terrifying night, order is restored and the devil is contained. 1973, The Curse of La Llorona. The Conjureverse adds another terrifying legend with The Curse of La Llorona, set in Los Angeles in 1973. This story brings in one of Latin America's most famous ghosts, La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. It connects to the larger universe through Father Perez, the same priest who helped the Warrens with Annabelle back in 1967. The story follows Ana Garcia, a widowed social worker and mom of two. While checking on Patricia Alvarez, a woman who's locked her sons in a closet to protect them from La Llorona, Anna ignores all warnings and takes the kids into protective custody. Big mistake. That night, Patricia's fears come true, and the boys are found drowned. Angry and grief-stricken, Patricia curses Anna and her family, offering them to La Llorona in hopes of bringing her own sons back. Suddenly, Anna's kids are the new targets. La Llorona, in her signature white gown, haunts them, leaving burn marks and trying to drown them just like she did her own children back in 1673 Mexico. Desperate, Anna calls Father Perez, who brings in Rafael Overa, a former priest turned folk healer. They try every ritual and charm they know, but the ghost keeps breaking through. The final showdown? Anna discovers that a cross made from the fire tree, the very tree where La Llorona died, can actually hurt her. One stab later, the ghost screams and turns to ash, and Anna's kids are finally safe. 1977, The Conjuring II.
Murder, suicide, or both.
In 1977, the Conjureverse returns to Ed and Lorraine Warren for one of their wildest cases. The Conjuring II, set in Enfield, England. This time, the haunting centers on the Hodgson family and brings Valak back into the spotlight, the same demon who once possessed Frenchie. Peggy Hodgson, a single mom, and her 4 kids start experiencing creepy activity after 11-year-old Janet uses a homemade Ouija board to contact her absent dad. Things get intense fast. Furniture moves, strange voices echo through the house, and Janet sleepwalks, speaks in other voices, and shows signs of possession. Even neighbors and police witnesses notice the weirdness. The Catholic Church calls in the Warrens. Lorraine hesitates at first, still haunted by a vision from Amityville showing Ed's death by a wooden spear. Once they arrive, Lorraine can't sense the spirit clearly. It appears to be Bill Wilkins, the previous homeowner, but Valak is secretly hiding behind him. Janet becomes fully possessed, and the family is in real danger. Ed discovers a hidden message on an audio recording revealing the truth. Racing back, he finds Janet dangling from a second-story window. In the climax, Lorraine calls out Valak's full name, the Defiler, the Profane, the Marquis of Snakes, and uses her faith to banish it, saving both Janet and Ed. 1981. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Whatever happened that day, that was not Arnie.
The Warrens in 1981 face one of their most shocking cases in The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. This time, the story moves out of haunted houses and into a courtroom. marking the first time in U.S. history that demonic possession was used as a legal defense for murder. It all starts in Brookfield, Connecticut, where the Glatzel family calls the Warrens to exorcise their youngest son, David. The boy is under a violent supernatural influence, and the ritual almost kills Ed, giving him a massive heart attack. In a desperate move, David's sister's boyfriend, Arnie Johnson, challenges the demon to take him instead, and it does. Arnie starts acting strangely and ends up murdering his landlord, claiming he has no memory of the crime. Now he's on trial, using demonic possession as his defense. The Warrens trace the curse to Isla Kastner, a black magic occultist using witch totems to bind souls to a demon. Her curse targets David, Arna, and Ed. The final showdown happens in Isla's underground mill. Ed is briefly controlled by the demon, but Lorraine pulls him back with love and faith. Ed destroys Isla's altar, breaking the curse. The demon claims Isla, Arna is freed, and the Warrens prove once again that evil can strike anywhere, even in a courtroom. 1986. The Conjuring Last Rites.
The devil has come to Pennsylvania.
Spoiler warning. The Warrens would probably advise you to stop here if you haven't watched The Conjuring Last Rites yet. Proceed if you dare. In 1986, the Conjureverse gets very personal in The Conjuring Last Rites, as Ed and Lorraine Warren face a case connected to their daughter, Judy. Years earlier, when Lorraine was pregnant, the Warrens investigated a haunted mirror. When Lorraine touched it, a supernatural reaction sent her into labor. Judy was born unresponsive, but Lorraine's prayers brought her back, an unforgettable moment for the Warrens. Now grown and preparing for her wedding, Judy faces terror again. In West Pittston, Pennsylvania, a girl named Heather Smurl receives a mirror as a gift. The cursed mirror quickly causes chaos. Lights fall, voices whisper, and 3 restless spirits tied to the land make everything worse. The demon behind the mirror focuses its attack on Judy. Even Father Gordon falls under its control, and Judy starts seeing visions of Annabelle, used to draw her closer. Ed, Lorraine, and Judy's fiancé, Tony, step in. Using love, prayer, and their psychic bond, they fight the demon together. In the end, they regain control over the mirror and seal its remains in the Warren Occult Museum alongside Annabelle. The Smurls' home is finally peaceful, and Judy can have her wedding safely. And while the Conjuring timeline shows how the Warrens faced pure evil again and again, not every story ends with light overcoming darkness. Sometimes the demons win, leaving behind endings so twisted and disturbing, they'll haunt you long after the credits roll. Discover the most unsettling of them in When Demons Win, the most disturbing horror endings. Explained in 10 minutes.